So I have a PowerPoint presentation. I will share my screen, and I've spotlighted you, so you do all the talking. So thank you, Mi Jong, so much for being here with us. As always, it's an absolute pleasure, and we're so excited. And I really thank you for your time, your creativity. The collection was amazing. I have to say kudos to you. I think it's your best one yet that I've seen anyways. It's really amazing. I'm excited to share it all with you today because although you are known for those really specialty pieces, I think that a lot of the items speak to the times that we're seeing now with fashion, which I think we're going to move towards a little bit more of buying quality over quantity, buying the pieces that really strike a chord of emotion with each and every one of us. And I think your pieces do just absolutely that. The fabrics feel amazing. I encourage you to come in and feel them because they are so much better than they are on screen in real life. And so we're just so grateful to have the collection in store this week and then in London next week. So over to you to kind of share a little bit of your inspiration and how you got started with the Mi Jong Lee collection and ML.
Thank you so much, Rachel. Thanks, everybody. Hello. I miss all of you. And this is the second best thing than just actually being there with you. I know I see a lot of familiar faces and familiar names. So I'm not a public speaker, so I'm just gonna speak as if we're friends, right? As if we just had a big girls gathering. So, and introduce myself to a little bit more of a personal story of where I reached here. Obviously, I'm Korean. I'm Korean American. I was born in Korea, but I was raised in, I'll try to make it Reader's Digest short version. I was raised in 3 different countries, Mexico, Spain, and Costa Rica. So I'm really more Latina if you really go inside me. And Spanish is my second language, not English. And this whole multicultural mixing has been a huge influence in how I am, how I view the world, how I interact, and how I want my clothes to mean. The other big, huge aspect of it is, for me, the clothing for me is empowerment. It's about women's empowerment. And that has always been a very, very strong resonance. My background, I studied sociology. So I have a degree in sociology, and some people go, well, what are you doing this? But I went back to Korea and in 1980 with a degree in honors in sociology from Cornell, and was flatly rejected by the male-dominated academia. Basically, they said, well, you're a girl, a pretty girl from a good family. I'm not going to waste my time. And I also, at that time in 1980, I got married, an arranged marriage, just the way a traditional girls do. And of course, I rebelled against that. And I landed in New York in 1981, alone, 2 suitcases, and really wanted to pursue what I love, which is fashion. And I enrolled myself in Parsons School. And I was one of the struggling artists working and studying in New York. And this is how I made my way into what I love to do. The clothing, the women that inspire me, they're really, I'm not trendy. I've never been trendy. I believe in slow fashion, which was really going against the flow of everything that was happening. Nothing that I do is generically multiplying. So the pieces that I find so special, it goes through my hand. It goes through cutter's hand. They're cut individually. They're artisanally made. And it's what I call the slow fashion, my statement against fast fashion. And somehow in the long run, I don't know whether it's the time and whatnot, but we're back in the same place where things that we wear, things that we do has to mean something. And this is where I am. So for the last, I've had ML collection for about from 1982, but for the last 4 years, I really poured myself into doing this Mi Jong Lee collection. and really focusing on original prints. And it comes from me, it comes, sometimes I'm inspired by an artist, but it is not, you know, it's not, you're not going around wearing Chagall. It's not that. It has to come through me. It has to mean something to me. And the fabrics are all really a collaborative work with Italian mills. They're still there, the small 3-generational family Italian mills that are worked with me. And so what you wear, what you get from me, is not something you're gonna find everywhere. It's not something you can walk into a department store and find. And I do that on purpose because I really, really believe in that. It's something that you can say, this is uniquely done. It's made that way. It's cut that way. It's sewn that way. I think that my sewers, they are almost like 14 sample makers. We don't assembly make. We don't have somebody doing all, 600 sleeves. And each garment is made by one person, and there's ownership to that. I really believe that. And that's what I really truly believe want to be the core thing for my collection, and that's what I want to put out there. And it's all these women that, like you guys, that inspire me. We're individualist, and those are the women. We're empowered. We're individualist. We don't follow dictates or trends. We know who we are. We want the clothes to be an expression of us, not a statement on its own. So that's my story. And for this season, instead of just finding another artist that I'm inspired by, I went back to my core Asian roots. It's from Japan and Korea. And that's where my print this season comes through. I went about 5 years ago, I went to Kyoto. And with my husband, I went to the mountains of Kyoto, which was filled with temples. And it was so amazing. And it was free of all the pollution of of the world, of the politics, of everything. And it's about the flowers that I see there. It's about the moss. It's about the colors. It's about the lacquer, the shine of the lacquer. And that's what you'll see in the collection this time. I think having something personal, doing something personal, having personal connections with you guys. And that's what my collection is about. And that's what my bond with Hangar9, both Toronto and London, is about. And so Rachel, Rachel will follow through with the collection. And so I'm ready, I'm here. Answer any questions that you have. It's about quality over quantity. It's really about details and finishing and following through. Custom works that you guys, we're not all the same. We have, different shapes. If there's any custom work, even virtually, even from New York, I will do a virtual fitting with you guys. It's really having a piece that will stay in your closet, not for this season, but for a long time. And it's something that you can bring it out wear 10 years ago and bring it out 10 years from now. Not look dated, but just look like a piece that has meaning to both me and to everybody. So there's that.
Thank you so much. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen so everyone can see the line sheet that we put together. We will email this out to you also so you have it. But Mi Jong's just going to walk us through some of her key pieces from this new collection. And then I have the samples with me here. So if anyone wants to take a closer look at anything over the screen, please let us know, because like I said, it's all about the fabric and the material with Mi Jong. So it's really a shame that we can't invent some way for you to touch and feel and see these fabrics in real life over a screen, but they are truly beautiful. So let me just share this with all of you. Awesome. Okay, So like I said, we're going to break it into 2 capsules, capsule 1 and capsule 2 for this first fall delivery. And Mi Jong, do you want to speak to a little bit about why you broke it into these 2 capsules and what those kind of mean for you?
Sure. I decided this season, like many in our fashion industry, that we're just going to break with the tradition. So it's really about not throwing 60-piece collection to a consumer and have it completely overwhelmed and go, you know, you need, and just really inundate the sensory with it. It's really about telling a little story, and it's really about sending a little snapshot of what that story is, and when that story reaches you. It's not about buying something and waiting 6 months to get it and then find out that, you know, you have a very short time to wear it. It's really about buy now, very close to buy now, wear now, and really have it more in a timeline that's meaningful, that consumers are not captured into a timeline that really doesn't mean much to the daily life. And that's why I broke it into tight little capsules. So as you see, hopefully, you know, it will make it'll mean exactly what it is. There it is. That's my first dress. I love this dress. It's a new silhouette. So I love wraps, right? The one thing that women have difficulty with the wraps is when you sit down, it opens up. When the wind blows, it's, you know, all over the place. So I wanted to get the flow of a wrap without having that. So the front, that's all faux wrap. It's biased in the, like as if you have a thin silk, a little thin belt tied around your waist, but it's already sewn right into it. That's my first print. It's a beautiful, for me, it's like the flowers in Kyoto with a lot of vines and little floret strings that are coming down. It's shaped and the zippers at the back. So it's very easy wear. These days also, we don't want to be fumbling with things. We don't want to be, you know, messing with things. It has to be easy and it has to be simple. And so that's my first one of my favorite dresses. You see the print will be matched, and there it is.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's okay. There you go. That's the same print in my second coloration, the purples, the gold little leaflets that come down. For me, that's like, in Korea, there's a royal, the crown little ringlets, gold ringlets of Silla dynasty. And that's what it reminds me of. The way the little prints go up in the sleeve, all those happen because they're individually cut. The fabric is silk georgette stretch. So there's so much comfort to that. There it is. I love those colors.
And do you want to just speak to the 2 sleeves?
Oh, yes. Okay. This season, this is one of my favorite blouses, but I made 2 different versions of it. One version is a very simple, it's a classic. A lot of you you ladies have it with different prints. I've done the calla lily, I've done the Georgia O'Keeffe kind of way. But this season, I offer a second sleeve for a little bit more relaxed chic. It also speaks to the time, right? Where we are, it's a little bit more chill, a little bit more relaxed. I can see this blouse with that sleeve, you know, working easily with jeans just as well as with black classic pants. So those are the 2 sleeve formats. I love this new sleeve. Now, this is my fabric from Italy, Argomenti. It's like the moss growing, and that print is little dots, and it's so fabulous. It stretches. My classic duster silhouette, but it's color blocked with bonsai and black. This fabric comes in green bonsai, black, and purple. The fabric is wonderful. This is where, Rachel, I wish everybody could just touch it, could see the texture of the fabric, and it's really pretty. I really love this jacket. It's easy. It overlaps in the front, so when you open it up, it swings out, and it has more like a trenchy, easy, cool, more of that relaxed feeling. I try to infuse as much options of wearing it in a more relaxed way. I have it with a blouse, but imagine this with, you know, beautiful black sweater, you know, loose, easy black pants that way also. So it works as a jacket and it works as a topper. One of my favorite dresses of this season. It has that fitted shaped waist that elongates your waist, and it has that sort of sculptural hip line, and it's short. The exposed zipper in the center makes it a little bit more modern. You can actually leave it open too, which is interesting, but it's a cute little dress to wear in anything these days, for a little dinner, for meeting with friends. I love that color. And this is super easy. Right now, I keep thinking of what could be the easy wearable pieces that has a little, it's hard to see, but it has a little silk binding right from the neck to the shoulder down to the sleeve. It's those little details that for me makes a difference. And it's really, really simple. The shape is that it fits on the shoulder. It's a little close to the bust, and then it has a little bit of ease going down to the hip line. Boots would be great with that. Again, everybody knows my satin. I'm obsessed with my satin fabrics. I really work my satin collection from the core. We really researched where the silk gray goods come. There are levels of silk gray goods from AA to C, depending on how much impurity goes into it. Most of the silks that come out, they come out of China, but I'm still very, very stubborn that I get the top AA grade, and I get it woven in Korea from a mill that I know very well. The next thing is the coloration. If you see the depth of the color, that dyeing process is really, really important to me. This is 40 mummy silk. So you can have something similar looking in a 19 mummy or thinner, but the richness and the weight of the fabric, once you have it, and that is a forever classic blouse, and it feels amazing on the skin, and it feels amazing on you. And so for me, I stick to this. It's my 40 mummy satin back silk. And I know quite a few of you have it, and it feels wonderful. So those silks are special to me.
Do you want to speak to the dotted pant, the pleated pant?
Yes, those are my new pants for the season. It has deep double pleats in the front. I wanted to give it almost culotte easy feel to it without increasing the volume in the back. It's at a little crop length, and that's a good length that I think you have those pants, Rachel, is that right above the ankle length. And it's the volume this season for me, it makes it super easy.
And very comfortable. Like if you could feel the fabric, it's almost like a knit.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's why the texture that. Okay, so this is my print that you saw in the beginning, the flora. But I made it a micro, and I made it into a really easy, colorful little mini prints. That dress it's hard to see, but it has a cut in the lower below hip, and it's sheared down. So as you walk, there's a little bit of movement, and that makes it, a little flirty, a little simple shift, but with a little flirty kick to it. Okay, and the same print, that's my easy blouse. And that's my easy blouse that can be worn as sort of a long shirt. You can open it up and you can put a little t-shirt, jeans, the way this girl is doing, and then just leave it open as a shirt jacket. And the colors it's easy. It's almost like you throw in a sweater. This is one of my favorite dresses. I use the matte side and the shiny side in mixing it together. it almost feels like you put the two pieces and you knot it in the center side. It's shaped, but it's not like tightly shaped. It shows your figure, and also it's another one of those full wrap that it looks like it's like a sarong that you tied in a knot in the center, but it's not. It's a full skirt. So there's no little, bloops that's gonna happen. The sleeves were sheared. I love this blouse. It's sexy. It has a deep V. It's a center wrap. It's one of my favorite pieces. You can put it with jeans. You can put it with loose satin pajama pants. You can make it an evening. You can make it a casual thing. And these days, I think it could be a really cute little Zoom top too.
I agree. I love this top. So that concludes capsule 1. So capsule 1 will be the first shipment. The second shipment is capsule 2, which is a take on a new print. Do you want to speak to the inspiration of this print a little bit? Because I think that story is really cool.
I love, and anybody who's known me there for a couple of seasons know how much I like brushstroke. So one of my first presents my husband ever gave me was a glass calligraphy art piece. So I love that. And every so often it'll come up in every other season or something like that. But this time also in the mountains of Kyoto, there's a lot of little streams and a lot of little waterfalls, like, and it rushes down, and when it breaks into the water, it has that strength to it. So that's the inspiration for this print. This is one of my top. I love this trapeze dress. What we did differently, the way the print is placed, I think that's so sexy. It just highlights a woman's hip curve, and underneath, you can't see it here, but there's a slit. So as you walk, in this case, on purpose, your leg shows, and the back has a long slit. It has sort of a turtleneckish high neck, which is really pretty with that pinkish lavender color showing right around your neckline, like water dropping down. So it is, I love this print. There you go. That's my favorite blouse as we do. Now there is my regular classic sleeve, which has less of a volume, again, and that's my relaxed sleeve. The relaxed sleeve is a little bit longer on your hand. It has exactly what the name says, more of a relaxed feel. And the other one is more classic. And one of my favorite silhouettes, it's so flattering on a woman, that asymmetrical layer that it comes down. She's wearing with jeans and sneakers, but obviously you can wear with pajama pants, and it's a beautiful lounging. If you have to host a dinner at home or something like that, I think that's a beautiful, beautiful look. I love that color. Both the white and the black has that lavender color that's coming out, which is really pretty. This is a great underneath piece, a long tunic. I just love that turtleneck so much that I didn't want to just relegate it to a long trapeze dress. Now that's my scuba. Now you see the whole print, and that stretches, it molds to the figure, but it's not so tight. It's not a léger tight. It just covers and like sort of outlines the figure. That's the full length of the print. I mean, how strong is that, right? It's like a big swoosh of water coming down, and it's really comfortable. And of course, I always do a duster, and there's that. This is a short little jacket that I did. This fabric, it's an Italian fabric, and I wish, again, this is one of the cases, I'm gonna say it like 16 times, I wish you guys could touch the fabric. It's little textured, it's like dark wood. It has that feeling of stacked wood kind of feel to it. It has a lovely stretch to it. That copper color really brings out copper, the dark copper, blues, what's garnet, all those colors match this beautifully.
It almost has the purple in it.
Yep. Lavender works beautifully in it too.
Yeah, it does.
And here we go. It's my classic long duster. I did an obi with it because I just think that's so pretty. A thick band with a little bit of satin tie coming in. And you'll notice like my first dress had the little waist tie, thin going down. This is, it can be done in copper, it can be done in purple, it can be done in garnet, but it makes a little statement as you walk in. And of course, when you take out that duster, it becomes something that's so easy to wear. This dress I've done, and quite a few of you guys also already have. If you look at the neckline, it's like the two pieces are stacked with a button. And I think that's so simple and so pretty. Really great shape. This is a classic silhouette that many of you already know. It's very flattering to the hip line, and it has that pocket on the side. The cleanness, how this collar comes up and shows a little V, I think it's a classic little dress.
I also think it's super cool that the fabric content has recycled cotton in it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit sustainable also. And then that's your classic pant.
Yeah. Now this fabric is silk, cotton, and wool silk mixture. It feels amazing. It really feels amazing on it. This is a classic coat, but look at the lapel. It has such a nice, very zen-like little curve coming down. It's classic, but it's done so cleanly. I think it sort of becomes modern on its own. And I love that color. We have black, blush, and purple. And what a great place to have a gorgeous purple coat, right? And there's my black and blush combo. Again, it's the curves that come down, you know, in the nature. Look at, you don't see it in the picture, but you can, when you button it, it comes all the way around your neckline. It curves and it's so cozy. And when you leave it open, it's like a portrait coming down. It's like almost like a, I don't want to say fur because I don't wear fur, but it's like a fur colorish coming down. It's an easy coat. It fits loose, and it's not quite swing, but it's a very, very easy coat.
And I think it just speaks to luxury. Like this coat should be like a $10,000 coat. Like it is beautiful. It is unreal. And then we're into the satins.
Right. And this is, you know, obviously if I would do, I would do my, my everything in my bedroom in this satin. It just feels so yummy. That bias cut blouse is something that we always do. And then we are in our basics.
Yeah, and a lot of the basics remain the same. I just want to touch on specifically the pants because I think the pants are really awesome, especially this new one. This elastic waist jogger pant is a current obsession over on this side of the pond. So maybe just speak to this pant a little bit and where you got your inspiration from.
Yeah, well, it's these days. It's about being eased. It's about relaxing. It's about, you know, it's the sleeve being relaxed, the pants being relaxed. It's something that you want to wear all day long and not feel uncomfortable. It's about being a little cooler with the sneakers. That top is what you're wearing, Rachel. It's my new, it's exactly that shape. And it's just like a jumpsuit, right? It's like a cool new jumpsuit. And you're not the only one. Right now, like Jane and Claudia, they both want those pants. So I think I may have to make a few for myself as well.
We shot them for the lookbook also, and they turned out amazing. And then you have the stretch base wide pleated pant, which I think is another really great statement pant.
And it's almost like a culotte, you know, soft movement. It's really also very relaxed. And that's my classic top. And that top can come with sleeves if somebody needs it. And
that concludes that.
Yeah.
And then just some exciting news. So I just received word that by end of day today, the whole Mi Jong Lee collection will be shoppable at www.hangar9.ca. So you can shop the entire collection as you just saw it. The link to the PDF that I just shared with you is available in the chat box for anyone who wants to download that and take a closer look, but we will send it out to everyone as well in a follow-up email. And if there's any questions, feel free to throw them in the chat box, or Sandra Collins, I'll unmute you and you can ask your question because you had your hand raised. No? Is she still there? Can you hear us, Sandra? Oh, little technical difficulties, so I might have to get back to you with that question. But again, thank you so much, Mi Jong. If there's no further questions, we'll let everyone go. But thank you so much for sharing this beautiful collection with us. It looks absolutely amazing. And we miss you so, so, so much, but we will be together soon, I know for sure. And like I said, the whole collection will be available at www.hangar9.ca sometime this evening. And the collection will be in Toronto until Friday, and then it heads to London, and it'll be available in London Monday through Friday. And then, like I said, we will open it up again in October with capsule 3. Hopefully by then we'll have a little bit of a better pulse on what the holiday season will look like for us, because there is some truly amazing pieces there to be had. There's an organza fabric that's to die for. So some really awesome pieces, but her basic collection in the viscose as well as the satin back silk is always available. So those great new bodies will be available immediately as well, moving forward, even after the trunk show, because they are honestly some of my favorite essential core pieces, and they're so comfortable. They wear like a dream. So definitely something to keep in mind as you're reinventing your new wardrobe. So Mi Jong, thank you so much. And we will say adieu. Bye,
Thank
everyone.
Good to see you. Good to see everybody.